So as it turns out, plants can see you, and I don't mean one plant, I mean your houseplants. People thought that plants might be able to see because there was one plant, the mimic plant, which could turn itself to look like others. First, they thought this might have been some kind of signal recognition or stealing its genetics. No, turns out that they're doing it just by sight because they can do it for a plastic plant. It is known that a lot of plants have something very similar to eye spots in cyanobacteria. Yes, microalgae can actually navigate through the environment using light, using these little primitive eyes. Oh, but plants have them too, and they actually evolved from the same ancestor, the little photoreceptors on their leaves. They also have them in their roots, another area they might want to detect light even though photosynthesis is not occurring there. So some researchers decided to test kinship between Arabidopsis. This is a model organism, a commonly studied plant. It's also called Thale cress. They found that it was actually able to distinguish between closely related neighbors as opposed to more distantly related neighbors of the same species. They will reorient their leaves only in the presence of their kin, so that plant will get less light, but all of them will be able to get enough. But you might say, hey, maybe there's a different signal. How do we know it's vision? Well, they did try that. They tried using light filters, and they would react the same way as opposed to a control. They also went ahead and knocked out some of the genes associated with bar red and blue white, which shouldn't interfere with photosynthesis, but they didn't recognize their kin when those genes were gone. They also went ahead and tried knocking out some downstream hormonal interactions. Plants with that interference would not recognize kin, and they would actually do better as individuals when co-cropped. That means that they are actually engaging in a form of altruism for the good of their genes just in another. Some of my work has been in bacterial altruism. I do think we'll find that fundamental to all life is taking care of those who are related to you, which might be a little bit selfish, but it's a lot to ask of a plant. The theory is that they're detecting the size, shape, and color of their neighbors and are reacting to something that is similar, and even a light filter can mimic that. And yep, these eye-like structures are extremely common in vascular plants, meaning your houseplant might be able to see your size and shape. Now you may ask yourself, why would vision evolve in a plant? Well, they don't move their entire lives, they just go up. Why should they want to detect what another one looks like? It's thought that mimic plants try to look like other plants so that they can have a little bit of a herd. If a predator comes in, they're probably not going to go for that one specifically. Now we have some evidence that may say one purpose of doing this might be so that other plants treat them nicely. They're just trying to fit in, okay? Now I will be cautious because this is just one study. More research is always needed, but it's really exciting and could explain why plants are able to detect light in the way they are, and it's looking very hopeful. I'm excited. Now, if you ever want to read any of these, you want evidence, I always post links below. I try to get both news articles, open access articles, meaning there's no paywall, as well as the behind paywall papers. If you ever need help accessing them, just comment, send me an email. I have an email in my profile. I'm very happy to send a PDF your way. Science should be for everyone. It's really hard to learn to read it, and it's not great that publicly funded research is behind a paywall.